Hello everyone, welcome. My name's Tania Davies. I'm the Success Slow Coach, speaker, trainer and therapist, and owner and director of the Mindful Impact Wellness Hub. Today I am joined by Kama Gore. Hi Kama, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. Kama actually works with me here at the Mindful Impact Wellness Hub, so I'm absolutely delighted that I finally had a chance to actually speak with Kama, even though we're in separate rooms now recording on Zoom. I just wanted to bring Kama and Kama's business to everyone's attention, which is why she's here with me today, especially as we talk about the slow leadership movement. Kama's got a lot to offer. Now, Kama is a holistic health coach. Now, I almost tripped over my words there. A holistic health coach, but she actually specializes in stress management and burnout, and in particular, working with women. Kama, can you just give my audience a little bit of an idea today as to what it is you do with people and for people in your business?
Sure. As you said, I work predominantly with women, and I work in this holistic stress management space, which is a bit of a mouthful, but basically we're looking at all the reasons where the stress is coming from and holistic actions we can take to reduce the stress response, because we're always going to have stress, but it's about how we respond to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I know you and I know your background, but for those of you that are new to the Kama world, Kama actually, her business is called Kama Health. And I couldn't think of a better person to be working in this space with such an amazing name as well. Look, the way I guess I've been introduced to you is you're a Reiki master, you work in energy medicine, you're incredibly intuitive, but when it comes to, you're very academically minded, which is why you and I get along quite well. The space that I look at there for you is that you can actually bring people who are very much stressed up to the eyeballs, but you can actually look at all aspects of their life and very simplistically pull apart what's happening for them and put them back together again in such a more gentle fashion and give them a plan to move forward with all of your experience in naturopathy, etc. Tell us a little bit more about that background in particular.
Yeah, well, I started out in studying health science and moved into my real passion, which is natural medicine. So I did study naturopathy for a long time. Bring along baby number two, and that sort of is put on hold for a little bit. But
Yeah.
I have a Bachelor of Complementary Medicine from Endeavour Health. I also am qualified in meditation, teaching, as you said, Reiki, aura
Mm.
healing, and massage therapy. And I have got a background in health food stores as well for quite a long time. So I have quite a broad background
Yeah.
in natural medicine. Yeah, so I
You have
bring
a
that together.
very diverse background that you bring to be able to
Yeah,
help people create that action plan moving forward, where it is a great
yeah,
balance of complementary medicines but scientific evidence-based learnings. And
yeah,
that's why, I mean, I'm the first one to confess that, hey, I love Karma and I love the work you do, because for you I found that when I work personally with you, you're one of the very few people in this space that truly listens to everything first, holds the space, and then collectively works forward on that plan. That's actually unique.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Moving forward, I'd love for the audience to get a bit of an understanding on what your story is for the very reason you're here today on this slow leadership space. What's your story when it comes to the universe either slowing you down or you deciding to slow yourself down?
I am a busy woman. I won't deny it. And having thought about this when I had my first daughter, 2010, it was like a hitting a wall, essentially. Like, I didn't know what it was like to slow down. I had no concept. So this little bundle of joy, my little hurricane, came into my world, and yeah, I had to stop. And it really threw me for a six. Like, I really struggled with it, mentally, emotionally, in all aspects of my being. And looking back now, she's almost 11. Um, it's basically put me where I am now with that experience, and just that deep learning and knowing of that massive transformational thing that has happened to me, and then how I can help other people go through it as well and support them. Yeah.
There's nothing like a child to be able to confront your need to control the universe.
Yeah, they're the perfect teachers. So yeah.
Yeah. And so during that time, did you say that you had postnatal depression during that time?
I did, yeah. As you know, I did suffer with. I was diagnosed with severe postnatal depression, but it only came around 8 months after she was born, and it was a really difficult time. But you know, as I said, looking back now, that's what's got me to where I am now, and having that really deep empathy and understanding of the huge shifts that can occur, but not understanding it at the time, and now being able to help people through those, a lot of the spiritual side as well of what comes up with these huge energy changes and shifts that come up in your life. Yeah.
I have to say that holistic perspective that you do offer for those that are out there right now going through this, please share what we're doing here today so that those people can actually hear Kama's words when it comes to it's not easy. But I think that the moment you actually do have somebody who's been there before and has that lived experience, and you can share that connection with them, that's a step to start to move forward. And I think for you and me, certainly, I mean, our kids are the same age. We come together with the craziness that is trying to control those little hurricanes. It's never going to happen. So that is then very much about what is it we can control for ourselves. And I think that in terms of the health side that you offer people, the health and the spiritual coming together, that for me is part of the recipe of the slow leadership movement. So thank you for sharing that today. I'm curious to know, you meet a lot of people, especially with the work that you've done over the years in meeting people, the public face to face in the health, I guess, health and wellness workshop space. Why do you think people struggle so much with stopping? $1 million question, by the way.
It is, yeah. It is. It's very complex. I believe that it is largely a culturally driven thing in our country, you know, and in many countries around the world, where this idea that you need to be constantly productive to be like a valuable member of society, essentially, and that's just this very strong belief underpinning, you know, Australian culture and society. So, you know, we all understand that, but it's like, how do we start to break that down? And my perspective, and this, you know, I'm learning, I still learn it myself, is that rest is also productive.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think you've hit it. I mean, I don't think I've had somebody yet on this show that's actually said it so well, in that the cultural perspective on it. It's something I think that we as a society need to delve into far more, because I mean, I work one-on-one with a lot of people, and you know, it doesn't matter whether you're that stay-at-home mum who likes to put her job title down, or whether you're the managing director of a Fortune 500 company. You are still dealing with the exact same issue about being good enough and deserving to slow down. It's a common challenge. So you've absolutely nailed it there. What is your key advice to the people listening today, from your perspective and everything that you've learned over the years? What's your advice on how to slow down?
I guess that, and yeah, I've worked with so many people over the years, and it really comes down to that it's a choice that you make for yourself, because we can choose to be busy or we can choose to slow down. I'm not saying that it's easy, but it is simple. So how you start, and you can start off really small, because that's how I work. I don't make people, you know, make huge changes or anything straight up, but it's about how do we start to integrate these slow down movements or whatever it is in our day-to-day lives.
So it's those baby steps. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Sorry, vegetarians out there, but that's exactly where that's exactly the, I guess, I'm a bit more of a whirlwind than you, you know, it's just a different nature. But I think no matter what we do, you're right, it has to be sustainable. I think that's the key in what you brought forward there.
And it's also really important, and I'm very conscious and aware of where someone is coming from and where they are at and where they need to start from. And it's a journey, as you know, as cliche as that is. You start with one thing, and then when you're allowing and open to it, the next thing comes along and you're like, oh, you know, it starts to make sense, and you start to feel better. Yeah,
absolutely. It's that, you know, that one bit of confidence that comes from that first win will continue to breed more slowing down in your life. And I think you're right. I think we need to get over the idea that if we're not doing something and we're just being in our worlds, that we're not good enough, that we're not you know, contributing. I think that story needs to change. So thank you for bringing that forward. What kind of personal tools do you use on a daily, if not weekly basis, however it works for you, to really get you to acknowledge that slow space?
So for me, it's probably two main things. I do use meditation as a tool for myself for many different reasons, but obviously slowing down and actually making the time to do that is very conscious.
And you're literally slowing down your brainwaves doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know, you know, I scientifically know the benefits. I know the benefits spiritually, emotionally, how it makes me feel, and then how it also spreads out into my day-to-day. So it's an extremely powerful practice, and I do support clients with that. And also for me is my sleep is incredibly important. Having two kids messed that up quite a lot. So it's a very, as you know.
I think you mean what you mean to say there is they highlighted that for you, right?
They highlighted that.
Yeah, they highlight that.
So now, you know, my sleep, my nighttime routine is, I'm pretty strict around it, because the sleep part is incredibly important.
Oh, it's literally the opportunity for your brain to completely reset overnight. And that sleep hygiene, that rehearsal that we have going to bed is fundamentally important. But you're also a meditation teacher, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. How long have you been doing that for?
So when I was studying full time to finish my degree, my second daughter was 1, and it was tough. Like, I was studying 6 nights a week, from about 7 o'clock till midnight. You know, I don't recommend that as an ongoing practice, but that's what I did to finish my studies. And long story short, I started meditating to, I guess, switch my brain off from the study to the sleep, and it worked incredibly well. And so it actually just completely piqued my interest, and I actually went and did a learn to meditate course. Which I just it just blew me away, like how powerful it was. And as you probably know, when I find something that I am deeply into, I'll study it. So I went on and got my certification. And it's been hard not being able to do classes. Like, I haven't with everything going on, but hopefully that will come back, and
absolutely
to help people with that.
And I think, you know, you and I are very similar, where I prescribe meditation in any form to people, especially those people that tell me they can't meditate, their mind's too busy. You are the ones I'm talking to right now. You know who you are. Just go and have a cup of tea, cup of coffee, and spend a few moments just being present with that cup. That's where you can start. That it is. We've got to all slow down enough to actually be able to taste the coffee, right?
That's right.
Okay, so even with everything you know, which is a lot, by the way, everyone, what challenges do you still find in doing the right thing? You know, that slow down. We've all got to slow down, but what are the challenges that you still come across in your everyday life in slowing down?
Oh, it's constant. It's still every day. You know, running a business, kids, family, everything. You know, it's a constant challenge, but that's once again that cultural, you know, pressure and societal pressure that we feel. So you really need to, it's about boundaries, which I do struggle with sometimes, because, you know, I want to help people. I'm a helper.
You are a helper. There's so many of you out there. Listen to this, people.
Right. But, it's that typical cliche, put your own oxygen mask on first.
Yep.
Otherwise you can't do what you need to do. And it's a constant conscious effort. It truly is, in our modern society to, find those slow moments, for our own health and well-being.
Yeah, it is about like watching the little signs. Like for me, I notice when I'm really breathing through my chest or I skip a breath, there's a sign. Catch the little ones so that you don't have to really pay attention to the big ones.
Getting out ahead of things, which I definitely have got better at over the years, is like those little things that come up when things are building up. And, potentially in the olden days, I would have not stopped and got, maybe sick. And now I pull back and put things in place to prevent that. So, but I'm still like everyone else. It's a huge challenge. Yeah.
Me too. Slow coach needs to listen to her own medicine a lot of the time, but that's the thing. The more I work on this, the more I realize that it is a journey every single day. Yes, we get that word gets thrown around all the time, but that's because it's real. It is a journey. There's no end destination here. And look, I just want to know from a more business perspective, what do you think business leaders can learn from this whole conscious leadership movement of really slowing down and understanding people at a deeper level, but getting to know themselves better as well and bringing that into the workplace? What do you think is the business benefits of people actually slowing down?
I feel like what I said earlier, where that rest is productive, that mindset is very foreign in the business world. I'm sure you would agree with that. And I don't have the answers as to how that will change. I think that the current world environment has forced us to, really consider our health and well-being, which is not a bad thing. And I hope that filters into businesses more, where that rest is really valued. It really is about, what do we value?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's interesting because the work-life balance mantra that people were always wanting, all of a sudden they've had a little bit of a sample of it with a bit more working from home. And I'm not talking about lockdown situations, because we all know that was a bit extreme. But I am talking about those that have held their boundaries and have been able to have a bit more of that balance. I think it's much more obvious to those people that are actually maintaining that balance that there are so many times in your day where you can choose, as you said, you can choose the slow path.
Yeah.
Where it allows you to sit and allows you to think. I mean, you know me, I'm a massive thinker and philosophizer. If I don't have that time during my day to do that, and I'm always doing rather than being in my own thoughts, that's not the best of me. No. What do you think?
Yeah, and it comes across a lot in a lot of clients I work with that have quite significant sleep issues, is that, I'm like, what's going on during the day? Are you getting times to stop, slow down, process? Because our brains and bodies need time and space to process our environments, our feelings, our emotions, everything that's coming up. And if we don't give it that time, it happens that, let's get into bed. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
I don't fall asleep. I have insomnia. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, can't switch my brain off.
Yeah.
This is where it all comes out, because it has to come out somewhere.
That's right. And we all start buying into the labels then. The labels of depression, anxiety, stress, insomnia, OCD, you name it. We've got enough labels to go around. Pick one. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. We're not giving ourselves time to just be human.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really want to thank you. We've actually suddenly come to an end of our chat today. It happened so quickly.
That's okay.
Look, thank you so much for joining me today. And I just want to share that if you'd like to reach out and work with Kama, you can jump onto the comment section, the description section, and you'll actually find all the contact details and all the social handles to be able to reach out to Kama. Kama, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
And take care, everyone. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.